Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 130 today, and we are back for what could be the most thrilling, successful and incredible climax to a head coach career so far, or the biggest bit of disappointment to go out on. We'll wait and see which one it is, as we are leading our national side England into the World Cup. We're in a new format with a 3-team group stage, and we will be up against Chile and Cameroon today. So if you're looking forward to that and seeing if we can finish on a high, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. Our Build a Nation with Bangor City is absolutely flying. It's great to see so many of you enjoying that. And once this series finished, we will go every weekday with that series until the release of FM22. We've also got excitement next week in the footballing world over on Twitch, which you can find a link to in the eye above. We'll be starting our football watch-along streams, 10 a month at the very least from the start of the new football season. So please do come over and have a chat. We'll be watching all sorts of games, chatting FM, football, sport in general. So it'd be really great to have you along. But we're leading England into a World Cup today, and I don't think there's much more that needs to be said. So let's go and firstly have a look at what's been happening in the qualifiers, what squad we've picked for this tournament, and how we think we're going to get on, because some injuries to more experienced pros have maybe made it different than what it would have been. So let's start then by having a look at the schedule, and we'll need to go back to 2033. Of course, when we retired from Rangers, or resigned from Rangers I should say, in the last episode, we just played those first 2 qualifiers. A brilliant 7-0 win away from home at Latvia, and a good 2-0 one at home to what we later found out were the World Cup holders in Turkey. This time, they haven't even made it. It's an incredible turn of events, really. In terms of the rest of the groups, though, we got comfortable victories in all bar one game, which was a draw away in Turkey, where we were perhaps fortunate to get the point. But we won 3-1 in Bulgaria. Volwell, Rawson and Essien got the goals for us. An 8-0 win against Lithuania, basically a free-for-all across the board. And we tagged on to that a friendly against Sweden, which we won comfortably by 3-0. The start of the emergence of Colin Walters, we should note too. In September, 8-0 again at home to Latvia. Folwell got a hat-trick among other things there. And one of our former men, Giovanni Reina, really starting to come to the party. Against Iceland at home, 4-0 victory. Rawson with a brace in that one. That 1-1 draw in Turkey where Giovanni Reina got us the goal. Simpson's own goal is the one that pegged it back. A 5-1 win at home to Bulgaria. 2 for Rawson again there. 2 in the first 3 minutes in fact. And in 6-0 and 5-1 wins in the final 2 games on the road. 2 for Mamor and Reina as we won 6-0 in Lithuania. And 2 late goals for Derek Rawson as we won 5-1 in Iceland. This year, just been friendly so far. A 2-1 win at home to Poland with a very rotated squad in March. Alex Smith got a goal on his debut and Rawson scored a late winner. For against Denmark, we won slightly more comfortably. Again, on his debut, this time John Britton got a goal and Thomas Parks with 2 from the centre-forward role. We were basically trying new centre mids because the likes of Foden were picking up knocks, Bellingham wasn't really convincing, and there were a few others in the middle we were a bit worried about. There were some long-term injuries as well to the likes of Kane, who's featured quite heavily for us. However, most of those have made it, so we haven't had to worry. We'll show you the squad in a moment, but the 2 build-up friendlies, we won 7-0 against Mali and 5-0 against Guinea. They were the only 2 available African sides ranked in the top 50, and I wanted to prepare for the Cameroon match. So the 7-0, it was Giovanni Reina and Colin Walters with braces there. And the 5-0 against Guinea, Mason Greenwood got his first goal in a while, as well as Parks, Mamor and Rawson. Incidentally, by the way, you remember the group we had in the Nations League when we first took over? Italy, Germany, Portugal. A little bit friendlier this time around. Basically the plan is, if we win the World Cup, we're going to retire. If we have a really disappointing campaign, we'll probably be sacked. If we get to that sort of semi-final or final stage but then lose out, that's the only way I can see us carrying on afterwards. But that, of course, will depend heavily on this World Cup. So let's go and have a look at our squad and get into our first game. The squad for the World Cup is as follows. One slight concern. The only 2 good centre-halves in the country are Ralph and Southam. Southam has had a knock. Of course, we've managed him at Tottenham already. Still going to be out for 5 to 10 days. So basically the equivalent of Harry Maguire in real life. Won't be fit for the group stages. If we get through, he should be absolutely fine. We've got loads of quality in the team. Few of those older ones haven't made it. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Phil Foden. We've picked a couple of them purely because of their versatility. So Stockbridge is one of those, can play left back or centre mid. Bellingham can play anywhere in those 6 roles, which is why we've gone for him. Greenwood again, anywhere in the front 4. So they're not necessarily the best 23 players, but I think they give us the best squad, the most versatile squad, and the strongest team overall. We're going to try and prove that now as we get into the Chile match, just 2 days away here. Let's go and see if we can start the World Cup in style. We'll be back in a moment. Well, what a start to our first World Cup day, eh? Arsenal offer a job interview with a former Tottenham manager. Arsenal have been right at the top of English football but had an awful year last season. Finished in 8th place, then finished 10th this season. So it would be certainly a bit of a downgrade for us. We've also been offered the job by Sevilla and by Borussia Mönchengladbach this summer. I was tempted by the Bundesliga one, but this is what I want to finish my career on. We're going to float into the wilderness after this. Chile is our first game of the evening. So Greece open up with a massive win against Ecuador. Let's go and pick our team though. Of course, we were heavily rotated for the Guinea match. So let's go and pick our 11 and we'll be back in a minute to run through it. Though as we expected, Southam hasn't made it. Well, here we go. And the only positive I'll give at the moment is bar possibly the right wing and the injury obviously to Southam. We know exactly what our strongest 11 was with England. So if we get everyone fit and we get to the latter stages, I don't have to worry about do I pick player A or B. I know exactly what I want. We've got people with a relatively light match load, which should work out as we move through the tournament. But this is the 11 we've gone for. Of course, the standout is Leone Lambert coming in centre half. And that's because of the injury to Southam. There's a lot of similarities to real life, actually. We talked about the Harry Maguire link compared to Southam. But Leone Lambert, a left-footed centre half from Aston Villa. Very similar attribute profile to Tyrone Mings. Can cover at left back as well. So maybe he'll come in and do a brilliant job too. I hope that doesn't mean we're going to get to the final and lose now though. So Merritt is going to be the first choice keeper, has really developed well this season. Simpson and Smith the fullbacks with Ralph alongside Lambert covering at centre half. Essien and Sarpong in the middle. Essien playing for Real Madrid, had a really good season. That's the reason we've gone for him over some of the more experienced ones. Waters on the right wing ahead of Mamor. He's broken in the last half a season. Been absolutely scintillating at West Brom and deserves his chance, so he's going to play. Derek Rawson and Giovanni Reina, our former Spurs hero, make up the rest of the attacking 3. And then Amp Folwell, another one of our former players, this time from Southampton, starts up front. And he's chasing down Mason Greenwood now. 54 goals in 95 appearances. I think Greenwood's on about 82. He is. So maybe, if he plays for the next 5 years and scores plenty of goals, he'll catch him and be England's all-time top scorer. It's England v Chile though. The World Cup starts here. Let's go and see if we can start with a win. This Chile side, though, will probably be good. We're just seeing if I recognised any of the players. I don't think I do. The warning was to close down the skipper, Guerrero. So I wonder how good he is or where he's playing. Let's just get a barometer of how good this side are going to be. If we go to opposition and we have a look for Guerrero, he is, oh dear, Real Madrid alongside Dave Klassen, worth 71 million on 300 grand a week. This is not going to be easy. Let's get into the first half and hope the rest of the team isn't as good as him. We're slight favourites. We want to be as strong as possible. But this is going to be tough. Can we do it? Let's find out. We've got a throw very early on, advanced on the right wing. Simpson gives it to Waters. Can we get the perfect start? Essien into Folwell. Good save and Reina gets there. But it's back to Aaron Smith. He can't find the shot. And Sarpong loses out in a challenge to Guerrero. Long hoof downfield. There's no one getting there. But that was almost the best possible start to the World Cup. As Ralph heads away a long goal kick to Rawson. We need it to be on the deck like that. Folwell holds up and then goes all the way back to halfway. Lambert picks it up for Sarpong. Lovely through ball. Folwell shot straight at the keeper. 2 great chances gone already, but it's dominant so far. As Smith throws in from the left to Giovanni Reina. Back to Smith, in towards Waters. Headed away as far as Sarpong to Reina. Left side of the box, into Waters. Down for Rawson. We've missed another one. 13 minutes gone. And we should be 3 or 4 up as Reina puts it in. Sierra heads back out to him. Doesn't beat the first man. Reina back to Lambert, who was making his way back from that corner. To Sarpong. We've got to open the scoring soon. I mean, we're not going to with passes like that. But what a start to the game. How are we not ahead? And are we going to live to regret it? I guess is the more important question. Aaron Smith plays down the left to Reina again. They've linked up so well already. Smith picks it up on the left-hand side. To Reina for the 3rd time. Back out to Smith on the byline. Into Waters. Down for Essien. Volley's just wide. What a lovely strike, but didn't quite hit the target. I have no idea how this is still 0-0. And rather worryingly, after not doing so, it's calmed down for 20 minutes and Chile have got to half-time, albeit without creating any threat whatsoever, but without much more on their goal. So let's go and point the finger. Let's tell them to prove a point. Let's go and get out there and impress the fans. A couple of lads looking nervous, and maybe that's just a side effect of not getting that opening goal when we were dominant. As Reina finds Rawson early on, the poor goalkeeper distribution from Chile is helping us big time. Rawson back to Essien. Rawson's with him again. We just need that moment of magic to open the floodgates. Essien to Simpson, to Essien. Shoots again. Hits the crossbar. Everything but a goal so far we've seen. Reina's looking tired already. Folwell's not had a good one. We just need the goal. It's a Reina free kick on the left-hand side. Into the front post, Ralph loses out. Don't you dare let them score on the counter. Aaron Smith picks it up. Shots blocked. Second one's in. Aaron Smith with a rocket. He did not do that very often when we managed him at Tottenham Hotspur. A stunning strike from the left back. And finally, we have World Cup liftoff. You can't say it's not deserved. It should be the third or fourth on the night. But we're 1-0 up. And if we hold on, we've done our job. It's all that matters. Lopez with Diaz playing a 1-2. Chile just playing about at the back. We're pressing them really well. But if they do get that one chance, they've got a top-class striker to score it. As Rawson gives the ball to Folwell. 30 yards out. Through ball to Walters. This is the moment. It's straight at the keeper again. The one thing I will say is they've got to come out at 1-0. It will open the floodgates a little bit. It's just whether we're then ruthless enough to take those chances. As Lambert chips it into Essien in midfield. Acres of space. Folwell's running in behind. It's a great through ball. He's forced a bit wide though. Cuts it back to Walters. Edge of the box is Essien. Deflects down to Reina. And he puts it in for 2-0. We've won our opening World Cup tie. There's no way Chile are getting two. It's been a really scintillating performance. And finally, the goals are backing it up. And with 66 minutes on the clock, it's time to make a couple of changes, isn't it? I'm going to replace Ant Folwell with Thomas Parks. I'm also going to replace James Simpson at right back with Tristan Harvey. And then we'll leave the last sub 5 more minutes because I know Giovanni Reina's shattered. And we're probably going to need a sub out there. Though if we concede from this, we might be in a spot of bother. Chile have shown nothing all game, but Rojas here 25 yards out. Shot blocked to Saavedra. Into the box to Lopez. Don't let them score. Harvey blocks the shot. Back to Lopez again. Oh, it's a great strike. In off the underside of the bar. And having offered absolutely nothing throughout the game, Chile have now got the goal. And now it's squeaky bum time. And with 15 to go, Reina's shattered. We've got to make the sub. I'm going to bring on Curtis Jones. And I'm just going to go for a support duty. I'm not as worried on the right-hand side because Waterson and Moore are more similarly matched. So we can just start Moore the next game and notice very little difference. The rest of the team note we've got to protect. And with 10 to go, it would be criminal if we don't win this. As Harvey's throw-in is intercepted. Headed away as far as Essien. Picks the ball up just inside their half. He's got loads of options with him. Gives it to Curtis Jones. Rawson goes back to Sarpong. The safe option. Oh, what a deflection that was. The Chile player tried to clear it. Hit his own man. Bounced back 25 yards off his head. And the keeper was forced into a save. Diaz plays a 1-2 with his keeper and Smith wins the header. Started this all off, of course. It's up to Rawson. Parks loses out in the challenge. Gets it back from Essien, no. Oh, he's put it wide. How many of these players have bottled unbelievable chances? Our expected goals is about to pass 4. It has now done so. And we're somehow only 2-1 up. It's ridiculous, really. We've had very few displays that are this dominant. 41 shots, 20 on target. And we've somehow only scored 2. But Chile, in stoppage time, get one for us. Hector Bozan from a delicious corner kick delivery. It hits him, it bobbles in past the keeper. And surely now we can relax and breathe. Lopez picks it up in the middle for Chile. The last thing we want is a grandstand finish. Montes picks it up. 25 yards out, don't you dare. Puts it comfortably wide. I'm going to drop to balanced. We're just going to see out the last few minutes. A wonderful display. A few concerns at the back. You can see Lambert, the weakest outfield player. But that's only for the group stage matches. If we can play like this going forward and the strikers play at their best and take their chances in other games, we could win some of these by 5 or 6. Essien to Walters on the right. He'll definitely get a rest the next game. Out to Tristan Harvey. Not had a great game since coming on. Gives it back to Sarpong. Can we put a bit of gloss on it? Smith to Essien. Through ball's blocked. Back to Sarpong yet again. One last chance to get a fourth. It would be thoroughly deserved. Sarpong gives it to SCN. No, they don't look in a real rush. Walters to Parks. Through to Walters. Walters puts it in for 4. We have deserved no less than that. We have been brilliant. And Colin Walters gets the 4th goal. A brilliant performance from England and a perfect start to the World Cup. A wonderful display, a wonderful result. We'll be back to wrap it up against Cameroon in a minute. Time to complete the job then. A very quick side note, if we get the victory today, we've won the group of course, and that means in the last 32 we'll play the runners-up of Group A. So let's go and get into our team selection, see who's fit from the game 4 days ago. We might rest a few here, but I'm going to ponder a bit. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, in the end I've not made many changes, and the reason for that is we're playing in the first 2 group games. So providing we get through, we're actually going to have about a week and a half's break now after this one. What I will do, if later on in a game we're winning comfortably, take off Folwell, Rayner, Rawson. Job done, get them off. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy that with a week off after, we'll be alright. So the only 2 changes are Jude Bellingham coming in for SCN, the centre midfielder, and then the expected change on the right, Mamor in for Walters. Let's go and see if we can get the job done. And of course, we will go and take a look at the stars of this Cameroon side in a minute. We're going to tell the lads to pick up where they left off. And if we go to the opposition again, you can see their star player up front, Nana, is world class at PSG, worth 90 million, scoring goals galore. And Dongo in the middle is a very good midfielder. And the goalkeeper, who's their skipper, not great. So again, they're a side that are a bit weaker defensively, and I'd like to try and take advantage of that. So let's go and get into the first half, try and keep the star striker quiet. And fingers crossed we can just nick the win that gets us through to the second round. Well, just under 10 minutes on the clock. It's a goal kick for Cameroon that goes long down their right-hand side. Aaron Smith will pick it up at left-back. Now can we start an attack? He goes back to the goalkeeper Merritt, who plays out to Lambert. Might be the last game he plays in this World Cup, depending on Southern's fitness. And Lambert's got it yet again at the back to Aaron Smith. Open the scoring against Chile with just a wonderful goal. And this time he's surging down the left-hand side. Gets towards the byline. It's brilliant work from him. Looks possessed in this tournament. Back to Sarpong. Into the back stick. Folwell down for Bellingham. Falls for Rawson. How did he miss that? Hits the bar and bounces out. It was almost a certain goal. And he's somehow not got it between the sticks. 0-0 it remains, but we've got a corner kick. And again, been a very bright start as Mamor heads just over the bar. 10 minutes gone, 2 great chances. We've had 6 shots and you're yet to hit the target. And now it's a Cameroon throw on the left. Will we regret it? Mamor heads away. Rayner will get there first. We know the quality he's got in this position. Skins 2 defenders. He's down to the last man. Gets brought down by Song in a box. We're going to VAR. The commentary says it looked harsh. But it's clumsy. And it doesn't matter if it's soft. It's still going to be a penalty kick. We've just got to make sure it's given. And then see who's going to be taking it. A penalty is given. Who's the taker? Is it Derek Rawson? It absolutely is. He's the best taker by a mile. But that means nothing in this edition of FM. Can he basically wrap up the group stage, group top in position? He can. Derek Rawson with a fabulous penalty. 1-0 England. Let's get rolling. And we're going straight back from the centre kick with Nana. Back to Song, who gave away that penalty at centre half. Long ball over the top. And Simpson heads away comfortably. Cameroon playing quite direct here, which seems strange given the players they've got. Rawson goes all alone there. It's a brilliant block. Back to Mamor on the edge to Rayner. Won the penalty, of course. Now he lays in Mamor. Back to Rayner again. Just wide of the post. We look brilliant. I don't quite know how this has occurred in half an hour. We've now had 23 shots and only managed 3 on target. Our expected goals is over 3. There seems to be a familiar format in this tournament so far. I mean, I don't care if we keep winning the games, but I'm not quite sure how that's happening because it hasn't been the case in other matches. As Van der Sloot comes away from the corner, this would be criminal. Nana's got himself in. He's going to score. He has scored. It's 1-1. After all the dominance, all of the chances, we've been pegged back just before the break. Very embarrassing defensively. And again, Leonie Lambert's side. As we're into the second minute of first half stoppage time, Lambert plays it short to Sarpong and now Rayner. We so deserve to be ahead for the performance, but we're naive defensively. As Sarpong tries to switch it, it's under hit. Avina heads clear to Mpondo. Little glitch there for some reason as it's back to Avina yet again. They're keeping it quite comfortably here, Cameroon. The goal has really given them confidence. Fucine plays it out to Avina. We've nicked it though. Bellingham can come forward, finds Rawson. Got support with him. Rawson goes alone. Out to Reina on the left. Just inside the box again. Cuts it back from his man into Mamor. What a save by the keeper. We said he looked a bit weaker than some of the others. But what a save that was. That was world class. Reina takes the corner. Headed away again. It's going to be 1-1 at half time. I have no idea how. What a brilliant display we've produced. But again, 25 shots and only 4 on target. It's toothless in front of goal. And we're back from the kick-off in the second half as Song gets it from the midfield. Plays it back to his centre-half partner and then goes long downfield. Simpson intercepts it. Can play down the line, but instead keeps possession for a while. Out to Mamor, the right winger. He takes on his man. You can see the fresh legs having an impact already. Mamor gets towards the byline. Into the box again. Reina's at the back post. You've got to be joking. He's missed an open goal from 2 yards. What is going on in front of goal with this England team? I don't understand it. We've scored goals galore in recent months. And somehow it's gone wrong now as Mamor picks it up yet again, cutting inside from the right, gets into the box and fires miles over. I can't explain this. I really can't. It's a long ball forward from Cameroon. Smith will get there first. Chests it down with no pressure on him. Plays into Rawson in midfield, who's had a really good game. Beats his man again, running past people like they're not there. Gets into the box. And at least hits the target this time, I guess. But still, no goal to show for it. Let's go and make our first change. I'm going to have to take off Sarpong. We're going against the plan here. Because we need to win the match. I'm going to bring on Essien. We'll put Bellingham to the deep line role, I think. Which one's the better passer of the ball? I think it is probably Bellingham. Yeah, Bellingham's going to go as the deep line playmaker. We'll give it 10 more before a few more changes. No time to save tired legs here. Folwell is hitting poor form at the worst time. Thomas Parks looks nervous. So actually, we're going to bring on Mason Greenwood. The national team's record goal scorer. We need a big one from him today. Mamor's been the weakest of the attacking three. So let's bring on Walters, who's a superstar. And with 20 minutes to go, surely we can't blow this. If this happens, we need to hope Chile get a result then. Otherwise, we could end up in second place and playing the leaders of Group A. And Greece will be a much tougher match. Van der Sloot playing out from the back again. Cameroon toying with us a bit here. I've got to be honest, we've pressed them high and we've done well. But how we've had 30 shots and not managed to get the second goal is beyond me. Fucine crosses it. We're not going behind, are we? Oh, you're joking. This is utterly embarrassing. World Cup embarrassment for England. We're going to go attacking. We're already working it into the box. I don't know how this has gone so wrong. They've had 2 shots on target and 3 shots in total. We've had 37 and hit the target 7 times. I don't get it. I'm speechless as Reina picks it up on the left. What a time to get FM'd in the middle of the World Cup. Reina gets the ball. He's got an overlap on the left. Goes alone into the box. Takes too long. Simpson heads it back into Essien. To Walters. He's got a man in support, but he goes alone. Walters into the box. Greenwood in. VAR's going to rule it out. And we thought we were back on level terms with 8 minutes to go. But it's not. Clear offside. And we're still fighting for an equaliser. I don't know how to explain what the hell is happening here. 4 minutes of stoppage time. We're going to lose. We're still ahead of Cameroon as I think it's based on goal difference. Let me just double check. We're going to say there's no excuse. I mean, we've been well and truly FM there. So we're still ahead of Cameroon on goal difference. So presumably if Chile get a low scoring win against Cameroon, we still top the group. But this is not the sort of permutation we were looking at. I mean, how have we not won that game? How have we not got something out of it? I don't understand. So now, we'll wait and see. Next episode, we will be in the last 32. But will we be playing Greece or will we be playing the runners-up in Group A? We'll wait and see if Chile can do us a favour. If you did enjoy this one though, please do put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 videos from 2 long-term stories. In terms of 2 performances, almost the perfect start to the World Cup. But I'm not quite sure how we've managed to lose that match. But fingers crossed we'll be alright. You can catch up with the other playlists in the eye above. Please do give us a follow on Twitch too. And we'll be back in a couple of days for our last 32 game.